What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Bills H, and today we're going to be discussing the little hint that Sony gave us regarding the PS5 pricing. They said that it's going to be a shortage of PS5s in terms of stock that would be available on day one, and that's regarding not COVID-19 but regarding the actual pricing of it. Looks like Sony's gonna take the route that they did with the PS3, where they overpriced it, and all that happened, where they're losing hundreds of dollars in each PS4. They were sorry, not PS4, PS3. PS3 first release, they overpriced it, and they were losing hundreds of dollars in each sale they had with the PS3. Yeah, for me, basically, I think the PS5 is gonna be around probably $5.99, maybe $4.99. But it's gonna be pretty pricey, I believe, and I think they're trying to justify that with everything that's in the actual console itself. Like if you see nowadays, if you get a laptop or a gaming PC, even they cost a good amount of money. You can build a decent one with like maybe 600, 700, but it would just be able to run games in a minimal setting, not something too high. With the PS5, it's trying to deliver 120 frames per second with like ray tracing, and like with like the SSD in there and stuff like that too, to make everything much more snappier. SSD, like the prices have gone down for SSD, but there's still a hefty price that you gotta pay for SSDs. You can get them more cheaper than they used to be, but you're still paying a good price for them compared to like hard drives and everything. Everyone knows hard drives are much more easier to come by, much more cheaper too to have in your build, but they're not as efficient, right? They're moving parts in there, slow everything down, has to read everything. SSD is much quicker. It's like kind of more like a flash drive. It's much quicker speeds. Everything gets running much faster. Regarding all of that stuff too, with the PS5 pricing, I do feel like it's gonna be $5.99. Could be around that range, maybe $4.99. Probably $4.99 American and $5.99 Canadian. But this kind of gives us a hint on what really the PS5's direction is at the moment. Like it's gonna more be a premium costing console, and then Xbox will probably have like the typical $3.99 when it first launches. Xbox has always been having a cheaper console, and it kind of benefits them too, because having a lower price points, more kids that can't maybe afford the Sony console will go for the Xbox. So they have that benefit right there. And even with the next gen, if that consoles are still going to be able to, the next Xbox Series X is going to be able to pump out good graphics, pump out good content, still be on that level of the PS5. Only way the PS5 and the Xbox will differ would be in the way the developers make the games on the consoles, how easy it is to make games on the consoles, and the exclusives that the PS5 would have compared to the Xbox. Those two things are much more the things that's going to differ between both of them. As you know, that the reason a lot of people got PS5 is because PS4 is because of like all the exclusives that Sony had with the games like Uncharted, Spider-Man, and on the other ones too that came out, Days Gone, and like all the other ones. I can't remember right now, but if you're a Sony owner, all the games like God of War also. But and Xbox didn't have those games, so it kind of made a lot of people buy the Sony product instead of the Microsoft product. But even then, like this whole backwards compatibility thing too is kind of iffy with Sony, the Sony product. They're gonna have maybe like a good amount of 100 games maybe available at launch for the backwards compatibility. What Xbox will have much more available at the start, and the Xbox, the console with Sony and stuff, like it being that overpriced, even with like the economic downturn we're having, and the whole pandemic stuff, a lot of people might not have the financial stability to purchase the PS5 on day one. So they've already kind of told us, hey, like it's gonna be overpriced most likely, and we're gonna have low stock of it at first because they don't want to have the same uh, thing they had problem they had with the PS3 at launch. Um, so we'll see what happens. I do feel like it's gonna be overpriced, and when that model comes out so pricing, then a lot of people are gonna be mad at that, and are gonna gonna push back on that, and we'll see if Sony gives in and changes the price if there's a lot of backlash regarding it. But we'll see what happens. I know that Spider-Man 2 and all that kind of stuff's gonna come, and GTA 6 is gonna happen on the new consoles, PS5. GTA 6 already is rumored to be in production right now, but it's gonna take some time for that to come out. A couple years probably from now. GTA 5 still has a good lifespan. A lot of people are still playing it. Online is still thriving. So like, it still has a good shelf life on it. The GTA 5, so it's still running, still going, still being supported. So let's see what happens with that. But regarding all that, man, if it's gonna be overpriced, then it's gonna be on that price range, the premium price range. Let's see how people react to it, and see if that affects the sales in any way. Most likely will, but Sony is already prepared for it to them, like they said themselves. So let's see how that determines that, where that leads to. But that's all for today. So all I wanted to really talk about is that it's a Sony product, and see where the price is gonna go with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something new and had some kind of insight regarding the actual product. And if you would like more videos like this, giving my thoughts on certain situations or topics, I'll be putting out more videos on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and Bill's HU out.